If you're a nutrition coach struggling to get new paying clients, it's probably because you're making these 3 key mistakes. Number 1 is no one wants to hire you because you're not showing that you work with other people. Number 2 is if you are showing that you work with other people, you're not posting the right stuff. And number 3, even if you are capturing a great story, you're not highlighting it in the right way so new clients take action. Today we're gonna fix that with my ultimate guide to nutrition coaching testimonial. Let's go through the mistakes. Number 1, no one knows you're a coach. This is the most common mistake many nutrition coaches make. You're passionate about nutrition and fitness, so you start talking about it. Except the problem is it's always from your point of view. You post all your workouts and meals and maybe even your competitions, but no one really ever knows if you're a coach because you really just come off as someone that's really into being fit and eating well. There's a few ways that can fix this. Number 1, you get in the habit of telling people that you're a coach that can be hired. But also number 2, you start to frame out your content differently. Instead of just posting your favorite macro-friendly recipe, you frame it differently. For example, this is the recipe that I give all my clients that want to get leaner. Simple change, but it implies that you're working with people. But what's even stronger than telling people that you work with clients is showing them through client testimonials. Client testimonials are an amazing way to get new clients because they're a form of social proof. Social proof is a psychological phenomenon where others see the actions people are doing and follow suit. Because let's be honest, no one wants to be the first person doing something, but if others are doing it, sure, I'll try it. And that's why testimonials work so well. But getting testimonials isn't just as easy as asking clients questions once they're done working with you. There's power in asking the right questions, which is why I want to go over the next mistake. And mistake number 2, you're asking the wrong questions and getting the wrong answers. Here's how most client testimonials read. Working with Coach Mark was so great. He's such a nice guy and was so helpful through this entire process. I got great results. Okay, so this makes me feel good, but outside of that, it does nothing. New clients really don't care if I'm a nice person. There's plenty of those out there. They want to know if they can get a specific result while working with me. I got that answer because I asked the client at the end of our time working together how their experience was. And since I asked a general question, I got a bad general answer. The best way to fix this is to ask questions that capture the entire client journey. If you can take us through the story of where the client was before, what they weren't able to achieve, and what big thing changed, and the specific results and payoffs through working with you, best believe people will see themselves in this result and want to sign up. Here are the questions you need to ask. Feel free to pause this and write them down. Number 1, what were the specific problems you were facing before one-on-one nutrition coaching with me? And what did the frustration feel like facing these problems? Quick sidebar, bonus points if you have a business name or unique solution that you can put in place of nutrition coaching. This question is clearly going to capture the before, not just what the client wanted to achieve, but the actual feeling and emotion that went into not being able to have it. This sets the tone for the entire story. Number 2, tell me the moment you realized our work together was paying off. Was there a specific result that made you realize this? Maybe you lost 10 pounds or you were able to hit a new PR in the gym. You want to get really specific on what the client was able to achieve. Specific objective numbers are better here because it takes the subjective nature right out of it. Don't use words like progress or results. Tell me what actually happened in numbers. Tell me exactly what you achieved, small or big, because these are important things to highlight when telling this story. Number 3, looking back, what was that one big thing that changed in your nutrition and how did it help you get results? This is the mechanism through which your coaching works. It is important to collect what stands out to them and how they describe it because it'll be similar to what other clients want and not just other coaches. Specifically, what do other clients want and what do other clients feel they need to be successful? Number 4, tell me what life looks like now that you've been able to achieve this result. And how does it feel having taken control of your health or in the process of taking control of your health? Clients don't just want results. Of course they want results, but there's something more to this. They want a result because it allows them to do things that they're not currently doing now, like chasing their kids around or going into their doctor's visit and having them say, I have no idea what you're doing, but do more of it. This question gathers the thing that they get from the result, and collecting it is magic. Number 5, this is our objection crusher. What advice do you have for anyone who's on the fence about signing up for nutrition coaching with me? For example, will it work for them? Is it too much time or is it too expensive? I kid you not, this question is Jedi-esque. It's so powerful because these answers allow you to overcome objections before they even occur. It doesn't matter if someone's short on time or cash or they've tried everything else in their past. Because with this answer, despite all of those things, someone else did it and they were able to see success. These are some great questions, but don't feel like you need to wait till the end of your time working with someone to ask them. If a client has got a specific result or has good feedback, start to work some of these questions into your dialogue on a weekly basis or just in a message. These questions are probes to capture the most transformational story, and I know you'll get the right answers just asking them, which is why we need to talk about the last mistake and make sure you highlight the right things so new clients take action. And mistake number 3 is how you post your testimonials. Now that you've asked much better testimonial questions and got better answers, let's talk about the best way to highlight these stories in social media. These are the 3 main mistakes nutrition coaches make when presenting testimonials, which can take the best glowing review of your coaching and turn it into a non-factor really quick. Mistake number 1, your post is way too long. Just because the client takes the time to leave you a detailed, long response doesn't mean you need to use everything. Remember, it's nice to be able to highlight a client's progress and what they had to say about you, but at the end of the day, it's still your story to tell. This means use the parts that are important to attract new paying clients, but don't use everything. The goal isn't to train your followers to read through walls of text to pick out the relevant information. Present the most impactful and helpful point and exclude the rest. Since most people have limited attention spans, you want to make sure to hold it with the content that applies to them. Mistake number 2, you don't put a face to the name. This is because people see a real person that got real results and they want that result too. But what happens when you don't have before and after pictures or a client doesn't want you using them? Which, sidebar, is totally fair and you should always ask for their permission. When most coaches are in this situation though, they just don't post the testimonial. And that's wrong. Here's why. In my experience, just posting a singular picture with a client smiling is enough to validate it's a real person. A real person that got real results, and that's enough for new clients to envision themselves in the same way. So when possible, use a picture of a real person. It works much better that way. And if you don't have one, post a client success anyway. Showing you work with real people is always better than leaving it out. And mistake number 3, it's your story to tell. The last mistake nutrition coaches make with client testimonials is that they forget that it's up to them to present the story how they like. See, they might get some feedback from a client that is not presented in a logical order, full of non-relevant clutter and typos, and without a specific result. When this happens, you can and should edit and do some paraphrasing to highlight the story in its best light. When this happens, you can and should do some editing and paraphrasing to highlight the story and present it in its best light. You can ask more pointed questions to fill in the gaps, and just because it wasn't said verbatim doesn't mean you can't use it. As long as you're not misrepresenting anyone, it's not unethical. Every great story needs a little bit of polishing, so keep that end reader in mind when you're presenting it. That's it, folks. Ask better questions to get better answers and get better at highlighting those stories. There is no better way to get new paying clients than client testimonials, but you need to do it in the right way. So I hope this video helped. But as great as all those tips are, if you're really serious about starting a nutrition coaching business, the next thing I'll have you do is check out this video I have linked up right here on the best way to start a nutrition coaching business in 2022. So make sure to check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video.